26 Charlie Tango 1017 1017 listening.
Right then. Evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, this is the Midweek Net. I've only accidentally found it because like a... Hang on. Oh, it's Steve. Sounds a bit off frequency. Right, sorry about that break there. That's one of my local friends I've been talking to for years, Mr. Steve, and the other guy there in the chair running the net from Oakham Way, Leicestershire, I think. What's the date today? It is the 18th of the 1st. I've been waiting to receive two parcels that two radios that I bought last week. Lost the bids on the other ones, and then I saw the buy it now. I had a bit of a think about things and bought two radios. One I'm still waiting for, but I've just had a message off the wife. I say a message, she just poked her head in my man cave and said there's a dead body been delivered. I says, what you on about? She says, well, that's what a delivery lady said. There must be a body in that box because it's so big and heavy. So, hey presto, here it is. I've yet to undo it. I'm a bit slightly nervous. It's weird. There should be. He's had the decency. The guy has to put fragile on. Look, nice and clearly, and the corners of the boxes and put top on there. Bit of common sense. I wish people use this sort of thing when they deliver stuff. The corners don't seem damaged, so it hasn't been thrown about that much. I don't wish to slag companies off, but I used to work for this Hermes company, and I try and avoid sending anything with them for the simple reason is they encourage you to throw things as high as you can to the back of the lorry. It has to leave quite high to the roof of the lorry. About, well, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago I worked there on nights, but yeah, it was hard graft, that was. And I would imagine most companies what transport big parcels, they're not going to carefully lift them up and carefully put them down. They've got thousands to get through, so I can sort of understand, you know, things do get damaged occasionally. But either way, the man from Scotland who sent this, this radio is a jumbo. He didn't put a picture of a frequency counter that was included in the sale. And the mic looked like it had seen better days as well. It looked like a Leeson type or a Ham International mic, I don't know. It looked a bit scratched, but it's not a problem if it all works. I can soon respray that and get that looking like new again. The radio is a bit of an unknown as to what power it puts out. Might be a good one, it might be a bad one. Now, I'm always apprehensive with Ham International jumbos because usually they've been through a lot of hands. They've had a lot of... I'll carry on talking while we look at the old 3900. The Cleels, South Shropshire. That's handy, I think. Right, turn that down. It's working fine. The 3900, really impressed with it. Bought that off eBay, well, now 3 weeks ago. Went and picked that one up. I think there's possibly a video on my channel of that radio. Either way, getting back to the jumbo, I've had probably over the years, over the last 30 years, I've probably had 4 of them. I bought one off my friend Tim, was the last one I had. I've been in this house now 4 years, so I don't know. Say 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I bought one off Tim, and it was one he had sat around not being used, and unfortunately I only used it for a short period of time, about 3 months, and give up transmitting. I was a bit of a fool because I got rid of it. I should have kept that radio and sent it off and got it all repaired. So the plan of action with this radio, I'm hoping it works. I paid £180 for it, but it's not just a radio, is it? From the guy who sold it, his point of view, it's a mic and it's also a frequency counter that I've yet to see. But the pictures didn't look like the pictures of the radio did look a bit iffy, as if it wasn't in A1 condition, and I think he said he owned it for 36 years. Now I tend to look after all my stuff. It doesn't, I've got rubber mats that I put on everything. I'll try and get one. I would never dream, here's one, look, it's like a rubbery type of a mat. It doesn't absorb water either, it's waterproof, but on my Kenwood, I cut a square of this so it fit perfect, so if I put anything on top of the Kenwood, it would never get scratched. You know, I always try and look after my stuff, because I do realise that one day I'll probably sell it, and the better you look after something, you know, the more money it's worth. And it's nice to say I've had this radio 20 years, and look at it, it hasn't got a scratch on it, and that's how I tend to try and look after all my stuff. Jumbo is a big item, you know, if it's not used, people could just stand it on a shelf, and you have children in households and pets and all sorts of other things what can damage them. That's the problem. They don't all value these things in the same way as each other. So yeah, I'm a bit apprehensive and a bit nervous at the same time. It's very strange. If the radio is a good looking radio and it's not got too many scratches, knocks, bumps and dents or whatever, then in the future, if it is slightly off frequency or not putting the power out or whatever it should be doing, you know, I'll send it to the shack in Cornwall. It will cost me a fair few quid, because I think it will cost something like, probably cost about 50 quid just to post it there and back, and then whatever work needs doing. So it's not worth spending that money on one unless it looks half decent and presentable in the first place. So this is yet to be seen, but I'll give the guy his dues. He's done a very good job packaging this. I've got my address there, should have cut that off really. Yeah, he's done a very good job packaging it, and the corners of the box seem fairly okay. They're not dented in like it has been thrown into the back of a lorry, and he's had the sense to put a fragile on. I wish more people would do things like that. But so I'm going to pause the video, carry on with the next video of well, I'll start it when I've just cut the tape in the middle and open the top so you can see inside, and then I'll add the videos together now that I'm getting better with my video editing software and computers. So yeah, I'll carry this on in a moment when I've found my Stanley knife and put some little nice neat cuts in the box. Right, P2, part 2 of the unboxing. Ray, I believe your name is. If you watch this video, you've done your old radio proud, mate. It's got plenty of bubble wrapping and it's well packaged. So let's start to pull the bits out. I won't be short on bubble wrap, that's for a while. That's for sure, should I say. Yes, he's done very well on the packaging. I wish more people was like this guy. What we got in here then? It's like Christmas, isn't it? Well, that's got to be a microphone. In fact, that's most definitely a microphone, and he's packaged that too as well. He's packaged that well, as well. Because obviously if he didn't package that so much, it could have damaged the radio, and I presume this one here is the frequency counter. I didn't see a picture of this. He says it didn't look very good, and the radio's in there, but it looks like it's upside down. So I'll do away with all this stuff now. The radio's upside down now, I think. Yes, I'll do away with all this, and the next time you see it in a moment, I'll have everything undone so you can see it on a table. And there we go, this midweek net's still going, as I say. My band block, I didn't realise that to be on DA, so like an idiot, boom, I was on the middle position EB. I should know better at my age from the experience I've got, but I haven't had one of these radios for a few years. But it's going strong anyway. Sounds like there's a few on there.
Okay, Phil, 656, heavy contact, UK 022.
Right, and changing the subject. Bubba! There it is. It's generally not in that bad a condition. I'm going to get a cotton wool bud and go, there's a bit of dust in the switches there. A little bit of dust there, and I'll give it my my radio pampering. But thanks very much from Ray. Like I say, you did the radio proud and packaged it very well. I shall get my Mr. Sheen stuff on it and polish it up. There's a few little light marks here that the camera won't pick up, but generally speaking, it's in fair condition for an age of a radio that's 30 odd years of age. I'll stick a power meter on it in a moment and see what power it does through dummy load. That'll be the next mission. And then if these guys are still going, then on the midweek net, you never know, I'll give them a bash and see if I can possibly speak to them. So good safe little part 3 I've got to splice together. Just connected, literally. I've got a so I haven't unpackaged the mic yet, but got a Thunderpole mic here, Cybernet. It does key the radio up. 50 ohm dummy load plugged into the back of my power meter, and a brand new patch lead. All's not looking that well at the moment, to be quite honest. I did have my apprehensions about buying older radios. Power's all over the shop. There you go, look, not quite. Not quite 2 watts going there. And then when you alter the band, that's on the high band, which is, I believe, double high, if I'm right. Put it on that band there. Look, well, what displays as the mid band, and then mysteriously you've got sort of 3.5 watts. Okay, unkey that, put it onto the low band, key up. Now you've got 6 watts, so the power's all over the shop on this thing. There's your high. Less than 2 watts. Well, it says high on the low, mid, high. It's on the high setting. Put it on the mid. 3.5 watts. Put it on the low. So it's in a bad state of tune, this radio, a very, very bad state of tune. Now I've yet to plug an antenna into the thing. I've got no receive sound on it, no audio at the moment coming through the speaker. Now I can't remember, it's been a while since I owned one of these, but when I plug the antenna, which clearly is working on this radio.
To make excuse though, but I can hear him talking.
That's Tom's network.
Not enough to hold a...
Back to the radio. Yeah, so the power's all over the shop between the 3 blocks, so I wouldn't describe this if I was selling it as working perfect, because it definitely isn't working perfect so far. Right, my next step is to plug the antenna in. Hopefully I'll hear some noise coming out that loudspeaker, and I'll try and get these guys on sideband, but we're on the mid. I'm not sure, I'll have to check it. There is a little frequency counter here, tiny little one. I didn't show you that while I've unwrapped. I haven't tested that yet. According to the back of it, you got to put power input into it. It's not a socket. It looks like you just got to put a cable beyond the plus 12 volts and a ground. Frequency input normal. So I'll take it. I know nothing about these particular frequency counters, but it's not that bad. Sticker's a bit worn on the top, a bit raggedy. Yeah, it's a shame it's so badly, the power's altering so badly between the blocks. I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case. Yeah, a bit disappointed. I'm a bit disappointed. Right, I'll plug the antenna into it now and see if it actually hears any good. Back in a sec for part 4. I've plugged an antenna into the radio. I've got no volume. None whatsoever. There's the audio, look, AF audio gain, full up. You can hear a little hiss out the speaker, that's your lot. The needle don't seem to be doing a lot. It's on channel 23. We're on USB, so the midweek net should be on that. You can hear a relay clicking over when you change from antenna A to B. It's plugged into antenna A. Squelch. A full down or anti-clockwise. Volume full blast. No audio. Clarifier, pull on. Seems as dead as a dodo, considering there's an antenna in the radio that was just in my 3900 that you could hear everybody speaking on. Bit of a shame, isn't it? What's that? AB off. Noise limiter, 4 watts, half a watt, high filter, calibrate. Turn it on and off a couple of times, you never know. Yes, unfortunately it seems things have gone, excuse the French here, or the expression, things have gone a bit tits up, haven't they? So if we say they're on 23, and we'll say that's displaying, I'm on low there, which should be mid, I think. I'll put it on mid anyway, 63. Needle's still doing nothing. I'll get my homemade antenna. I'll plug that into the other socket. That's on an A99 that we've just been listening to on the 3900. I'm a bit disappointed. Right. Sadly, Ray, I don't know if you're going to watch this video. Guy I bought it off in Scotland. I haven't even bothered to unpack the mic because I've got a standard Cybernet one in, which works perfect, by the way. Can't get any sound out the radio, none whatsoever. A sad unboxing. Let's hope the next radio I've got coming from Ireland, I don't know when it's arriving, tomorrow, the day after. President Lincoln paid just over 100 quid for it. Let's just hope that one's a work. This one sadly didn't. My friend I've just spoke to on the telephone about it. He said that he's not received anything yet what works perfect off eBay. If you can't see it and test it, I suppose, but I weren't going to go all the way to Scotland to test this radio. A 12-hour journey there and back. You have to trust the postage, don't you? And then you have to trust the people you're dealing with the other end, that something is as they explain it to be. So there you have it. That's how it stands at the moment. I'll make a future video to let people know what gives. Thanks for watching. As usual, take care. 73s.